It's getting really dark now, and there's a fresh dusting of snow on the ground. It's almost enough to make a guy question his sanity. Ask, what the hell am I doing here? We're heading up the Waimakariri River. Well, we got to decide if we're gonna stay here or carry on. We decided to press on. We're carrying on up to Barker Hut, we hope. Now, truth be told, if I was here by myself, probably I would stop here. I've never been here. That hut is really cozy. There's a fireplace. But Daniel has convinced me that the really amazing stuff is farther up the valley, that when we get to Barker Hut, it's going to be incredible, and I really trust his judgment. It looks like it's about 4 miles with roughly 2,000 feet of gain. If we end up having to do a bunch of river crossings and scrambling up boulders and mounting scree fields, that's going to slow us down. I really hope it's not 5 more hours to get up there. If so, I'm going to be wiped. And it's going to be dark and cold. And there's no fire at this next hut. We're just going to have to keep each other warm. After leaving Carrington Hut, we followed the Waimak for another mile up the valley. The going was flat and easy, and it built our confidence that we were going to crush this hike. We have rounded the corner, and now we're heading up the White River. It's monumentally beautiful out here. It's just mind-melting how gorgeous it is. How many corners of the planet there are where you can come out and have this kind of experience. What a life. What a riddle world. What a life and what a world riddle. I got the world on a string and I'm sitting on a rainbow. Heck, that no. The head of the valley has just come into view around the corner, and you can probably tell from the smile on my face that it is ridiculous. So beautiful. Big glacier up there. Nice, sharp, pointy peaks. There is an L cap plus sized wall up ahead here, reflecting the afternoon light in the river. So you have all these huge walls with glints of orange and turquoise and cream in the river. Very stunning indeed. Oh, I'm stuck on a plant. Whoo-wee. And actually, you can also see the bluff that the hut sits upon. At least at this point, I do believe it was the right call to leave Carrington Hut and head up this valley. Not too much farther now. However, I am starting to realize I'm actually not that stoked to see the hut, because, going the wrong way, seeing the hut plants this idea that, well, I'm almost there. I'm almost done with the hike, and the truth is, still some grunt work needs doing today. And I have to admit, I am starting to slow down. The legs are feeling a bit leaden. We're in a place where there's no real choice but to go forward. We're closer to this hut than the other hut. So, press on. I think I followed the wrong line here. started climbing up this hill because I know at some point we have to go up to get around this gorgy section. So I started going up, and well, now I'm in a bunch of shrubberies. Hey, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And when it's hard, only the dumb people do it. That's a bit of a grunt, but the view, holy moly. Waterfalls, massive cliffs, helicopter. There's a helicopter? Why don't we just take the helicopter? That would have been so much easier. Oh. All right, I think we're finally through that shit. Or maybe not. Oh, this part kind of sucks. This sidling along this hill, and the scree, it's so finely packed on the surface. Very steep, there's nothing holding it in place. It's just like walking across marbles. Probably the least fun thing I've done on the trail today. Let's see if we can top it with something else. I am starting to believe the 5-hour hype. That was 12 different kinds of heinous coming through there. And looking up ahead, the hut really is getting close, but the hillsides in front of us are covered with what appears to be a very soft grass. And it looks like it should be a wondrous, fantasy-esque romp through the idyllic meadow, up the hillside, but I know from experience that it's actually just more scrub and tussock, and we're gonna be fighting our way for every footstep. Whenever I get into slog mode, I find that music really helps take my mind off the grunt work. I like to sing this little song called Left Foot, Right Foot. And it goes like this. Left foot, right foot, 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 left foot, left, right. Or along those lines anyway. Can't remember the exact lyrics, but that's pretty close. Do y'all ever get, I don't even know what to call it, it's almost like a disassociative fugue state where you're going along and then all of a sudden it's like you've just woken up from a dream and you're in this place? And it's not like I've had a blackout. You know, I remember everything up to this point, but it's all just kind of hazy, like sensory impressions as opposed to real high fidelity reality. It's like being in a little bit of a dreamlike state or a trance where you're just a little bit separated from reality. I know we did the whole walk up here today, and yet every time I turn around and I look down the valley, I just get this sense of like, holy, what the hell? How did I get here? What am I doing here? It's actually kind of nice too, because as much as I love, being present, this is a lot of work. And I'm not nearly in the shape that I like to be in for this type of stuff, so I'm feeling it. So to be a little bit dissociated from it, to kind of watch it go by as you might watch a movie go by, or when you're driving in the car, and you just get a sense of what the little vignettes playing on outside, kind of like that. So just go into autopilot mode and let the body do its thing. Ew, this section right here, so dodgy. Oh my God, it's just loose and nasty.
slide and slip down here, and then there's one last creek crossing down here. Super sketchy. You gotta jump across these gaps, 2-foot gaps over a 5-foot drop into the waterfall, into this insane chasm that would surely grind you up like hamburger. Oh, Daniel. He's going full wet boot style. Nearly nut deep. Drink it. Yeah, get that water. Oh yeah, refreshing. Ah, beautiful. And out he emerges unscathed. Slightly scathed by water. Sunset is in about 15 minutes. And the last time I checked, I personally could not climb 800 feet in 15 minutes, which means, more likely than not, it's gonna be getting really dark in here before we get to the hut. There's not really a clear path through here. The navigation is pretty tricky in the daylight. So in the dark, it's gonna be downright impossible. So really need to turn on the afterburners here. Well, even though this kind of sucks, it is preposterously beautiful out here. There is this pink glow diffusing through the entire sky. The glacier up here, lavender, the sky in the background, pale fuchsia, the sky up here, pastel violet, and of course the view down the canyon is mega. But this fucking Barker guy, why the hell did he put his hut so goddamn high in the goddamn place? It's getting really dark now, and there's a fresh dusting of snow on the ground from the recent rainstorms. It's almost enough to make a guy question his sanity. Ask, what the hell am I doing here? But I looked up on the ridge, I saw a toilet. Yes, I've never been so happy to see a toilet, except for that one time in Pakistan after I got food poisoning. But a toilet means a hut. And a hut means we're almost at the end of this journey. Oh my God, they've got electric lights in here. Home sweet home. Oh my God. In dry, warm clothes now. I feel much better, and some kind soul left a bag of instant mashed potatoes here, and I'm going to eat every single one of them. You know, I can't say this. We have proof now it doesn't take 5 hours to get up here.
Yeah, it's true. What was it, 4.5?
4 hours and 48 minutes, so yeah, easy.
Completely inaccurate, that sign.
Well done, dude. That was a hell of a climb at the end.
As we sat there, exhausted and wet in the freezing air of Barker Hut, we both questioned the wisdom of pushing so hard to get there. But, as it turns out, something would happen the following morning that would wipe all of those doubts away.
Holy fucking shit. Literally off of the front porch, a river of cloud is filling the valley from front to back. I mean, this is insane. It is unbelievable out here.